All right, time now for Media Watch. Dipti Laurent is here with us in the studio taking a look at the top stories today. And Dipti, of course, we're going to start with last night's presidential debate here in France. 11 candidates standing up and talking for almost 4 hours. One man is being crowned as a hero today, isn't he?
That's right. That man is Phillipe Poutou, and with a name like Poutou, which in French means little kiss, how could you not love him, Laura?
Well, let's take a look at him first.
There is a lot of love. You see this Twitter, I'm not sure if you see this tweet here. Someone's tweeted, "I love mon Poutou" with a kiss there. So there's been a lot of kind of cutesy type tweets, but he really has drawn a lot of admiration because he bucked tradition, and he also drew a line through the political jargon, and he really tackled Francois Fillon.
He's a car worker, right?
That's
and
right.
He's a trade unionist. His party is called the Anti-Capitalist Party. He's not one of the more serious candidates. He's got very little support. But last night, he really took on the heavyweight candidates like Francois Fillon and Marine Le Pen, didn't he?
That's right. And he took them on fearlessly. And even the foreign media is talking about him. The Miami Herald rather adoringly calls him a messy-haired Ford car factory worker in a baggy sweater with an unpolished freshness and a childlike grin. He's also actually become a meme, Laura, because there was a moment in the debate where he turned his back to the camera to talk to his team. So many people have been subtitling that image. You have in this tweet here, someone says, is he asking his team what time is the last metro? Well, another one has him saying, "Oh, did you see Fillon's face when I took him on about corruption?" And his team reminds him, "Oh, you're actually on live TV, Philippe." So people really sending up that image. And finally, this person has tweeted a picture of him drinking a glass of water, or rather, the tears of Fillon and Le Pen. It's safe to say he's had Twitter hearts aflutter at least today.
Yes, it reminds me of the postman who was running for president a few years ago. We don't hear much from him now, though. But anyway, he had his moment last night, didn't he? Let's move on to some US media news. This is Fox News, the conservative news channel. Its anchor, Bill O'Reilly, is accused of carrying out a sexual assault, something he denies, but advertisers are dropping him, aren't they?
They're dropping him like flies, Laura. And the New York Times, this really all came out from a New York Times report on the weekend that reported that 5 women received payouts worth millions of dollars in exchange for not bringing forward complaints against Bill O'Reilly for things like verbal abuse, unwanted sexual advances, and lewd phone calls. Now, as a result, several advertisers have pulled out. Some big high-profile advertisers. You have BMW, you have Hyundai car makers, but you also have pharmaceutical companies who've pulled their lucrative support from his show, which is called The O'Reilly Factor. It's a pretty bold move, considering that his show on Fox pulls in almost 4 million people per night, and between 2014 and 2016 brought in revenue of nearly $500 million. So this is a big show, Laura. For many people on Twitter, though, it's a sign of Fox's corporate culture, because you'll remember last year, Fox's founder, Roger Ailes, also faced similar sexual assault allegations, and as a result had to resign. This user says, "Who would waste time reporting O'Reilly given their corporate culture?" While other people like Bill O'Reilly himself has actually said that he's, quote, "vulnerable to lawsuits from individuals who want me to pay them to avoid negative publicity."
All right, okay, let's quickly move on to another advertiser then. This is an ad by Pepsi, which has been absolutely ridiculed online, and they've pulled it already, haven't they?
That's right, they pulled it initially after standing by their Pepsi ad. They've pulled it now because basically it's a video ad featuring Kendall Jenner, who you might know from the Kardashians. She's one of the Kardashian sisters. Now, let's take a look at that video. You may understand now, after this, why it's so controversial. So you may see some striking resemblances to the Black Lives Matter movement last year. A lot of people have picked up on this and really sent it up on Twitter. This user says, "The Pepsi commercial cleared my skin, watered my crops, and made me realize that we can end violence with just one sip. while this user here has photoshopped Pepsi into Nelson Mandela's hand. If only he had known about Pepsi.
Deeptika, thank you very much indeed. Deeptika Laurent there.